So many things to talk about with this. For my emotional people, they can get into these slumps. They can get into these emotional kind of patterns, these slumps. Right? So we go into, they're drawing that energy of change. Like maybe they get very anxious and you'll notice it before big change is going to happen, right? So you get very anxious, going deeper into that. You get very anxious when things are going to change. And you really sense it, but you don't know this unless you acknowledge it. When things are going to change and you actually sense it. And even though you dislike this feeling, you actually vibrate in such a way that you attract this to yourself. And so you slowly, and it doesn't take too long, you become a catalyst energy. Your energy holds a lot of the coding of like catalytic kind of things. And you start attracting that nonstop cliffhanger kind of lifestyle because you are so. But in reality, if you went really deep into that, your anxiety could have been that you were very precog. You were a seer right off the get-go. You would have premonitions. You were that in tune with the vibration that you could foresee things. And so it brings this systematic, can I use that word, kind of a set of symptoms that is really about you sensing change. And you get into these anxiety, for some people, lack of sleep, lack of hunger or too much hunger. And they can't figure it out sometimes. Has anything changed at work yet? No. Has anything changed at home? No. Has anything changed here? No. But they just feel more anxious. And this could be a sensing of that change. You're the only one that can go into your patterns. You're the only one. No book or no guru can do that for you. And you could see if maybe that's it and start paying more attention to yourself and using that to your benefit. Another thing is, that's your strength. So in your strength lies your strength lies in the fact that you begin to be able to tolerate change so much more. And then this way help others. And so that gets you to your purpose more. So your strength lies in that. And it's so that you can help others. And we go into, and others who are going through change or will be experiencing change will be drawn to you. And this is actually so that you can heal them, because not really heal them, but you'll be able to open up to receive the energy that they need for seeing change as a completely different thing. And you'll be able to be more of a balancer kind of energy. We need to start thinking like energy beings. It's not really like that. That way it sounds so new age. No, it's really scientific. It's really about your cognitive choices. It's not that spiritual. That's where the spirituality lies. But it's really very, just a good mind-body-soul connection. Mind-body energy. So when we move into other types of anxiety, it can also be found that it's more of a PTSD type deal. So your anxiety could have started, your symptoms, your sensitivity to certain things could have started. My voice is getting warm. Ooh, I need lubrication. So beet juice. With PTSD, the same thing. Or with, any type, not just everybody always thinks military. No, but with something like a childhood, crossing of your boundaries. It doesn't even have to be, that's a whole other full spectrum. I'll gladly go into trauma healing with you all if you would like, but this is for the anxiety of it. And somebody will begin having certain anxiety, and they have to go into those triggers. What is it? And it could be something that you've blocked out from a childhood trauma. It could also just be that you are reacting to things as a 2-year-old. You never healed that. You don't like people screaming. I don't like people screaming. But I'm going to scream and go crazy. I've seen that. I don't experience that. I've seen that. I feel like screaming more. Oh, it's so mean. Embrace the anxiety. Embrace what you feel. And then because it's about living a liberated life. It's about really living. So sometimes people will get so deeply into that they rob themselves of the ability to do great things. Sometimes anxiety will even rob a person of becoming a great musician, of becoming, of telling their own story, becoming a great writer, of so many things, of becoming a great lover. Anxiety will rid people of so much. And it can be, like I said, it's again, something that can also make you highly sensitive to many things. And that's where you begin finding your triggers. Always go in the direction it goes. If you desire to heal it or own it and just live with it. But the expansion and the quality of your life is at risk. Listen to me now. So I think I'm saying okay. And we're going to get into now, because otherwise this will go on forever. But we're going to get into now. I'll talk about the sexual anxiety on OnlyFans, but I can't. I guess I could, but this would be going on forever. So, thank you to anyone who listens. There are positive things and many things that you can do for healing and helping your anxiety. A lot of them can be a lot of fun. Therapy is not for everyone. Different types of therapy do exist, though. So do research a lot. A lot. If your challenge is communication, your emotional triggers or things like that have to do with just communication of any kind from any root, be it trauma or be it just situations or emotional things like that, do look into different types of therapy because they are wonderful and amazing. If you want to heal the physical, perhaps manifestations, look into salt therapies. Look into like the salt baths, salt scrubs, detoxifying your body. Look into those things. Look into, should just make this one a longer one and wrap it up. Look into support from friends, support from someone, perhaps to start going out more. Find a wingman, wingwoman, buy one. I used to be one. And do it. Face your phobias, face your things like that, but you really have to sit and do a little bit of inner journey stuff, even for sexual anxiety. Do you remember a time when it was actually good? Okay, let's go there. Let's explore key things that have happened. And health-wise, how is it affecting you? Is it something that you just want to just accept, own, and move on? But how can you get to things like that? So anyway, the healing things, if you are into that, if you're into the physical, for me, sensory. I can't have enough sensory stimulation, but in the same respect, it's usually very calming where I am. It's usually a lot of just the right music, just the right scents. So right now I have like a seascape kind of scent towards the door to my left, but I have more of a cedary lavender towards the other side of the room. And I have a powdery kind of scent mixed with coconut perhaps, and some green plants from Central America, it said. And I have fresh all over, flowers, and very sensory. That's very healing for me. I don't like to be in stale environments. Very healing. I like music. I have music on 24/7. I have to. I must say the Samsung phones are the best. Mine stays on 24 hours. Music. Sometimes when you have a lot of energy, I can't make it too long. You have a lot of energy. And it's just when you notice the patterns of when you have these anxiety periods, you might notice that you get to almost a point where you can't breathe, you can't stay still, you can't even shag, because you just feel this restlessness. And you haven't gotten to the why, how you're attracting things that make you feel this way, but you're there. You acknowledge this restlessness. So go work out. And if you're bored with working out, go learn something else. Give yourself a 30-day challenge. Do something like that. But really, just open your mind. Open your mind. Other things are just different therapies, like the cold ice bath. Of course, if you're medically sound to do some of these, the cold ice bath, do that. If you feel that you really need something to kick your butt to kind of help you with that owning the mind, do like a coal walking, walking on fire walker seminar. If you have absolutely no money, then meditate more. You knew I was going to say meditation as a healing, and I wanted to kind of close it with meditation, because you can meditate doing whatever puts you in that no mind state. And perhaps the closest you've ever gotten is the just thinking about one thing state, like for golf, like for hula hooping, like for anything like that, like for gun practice, shooting at the shooting range. Anything like dancing, writing, creating, I don't know. Whatever puts you into that just one thing state. And from there we can go deeper in the healing to no mind state. But that is meditation. So do more of that, whatever that is. Just sitting and contemplating these things to some really good music after you smoked a little. Anything that's legal. Medicine. Sit and contemplate with a journal and a candle, or just in the woods. Sit and contemplate what it is that makes you anxious, what you're attracting, all these things. Unravel yourself. The answer to the riddle is you. It's a great book. Everybody should read it. A little bit about amnesia. You can also do crystal therapy if you resonate with that. Crystals have, they have all this energy, this earthly energy from sitting in the center of the earth and going through the heat. And they store a lot of information for my people that are anxious Lemurians or Pleiadians or gnome and fairy people. Some people into the Norse mythologies. You can do some, sleep on a bed of crystals. Oh my, it's delicious. Surrounded by crystals, wear crystals. That's a good healing practice. The sense, of course, I was referring to aromatherapy and anything, feng shui and earthly. You can also try to do challenging things like labyrinths and things like that. Research just for the hell of it. Exercise your mind, expand your mind, get rid of some of that excess energy. Because what's going on is that you're vibrating faster. We're being stimulated by so many things these days that those who are receiving the most, those who are open to receive the most, that are already in that path of transformation, of opening up the mind and of seeing things in a more factual way, are obviously going to be vibrating faster. And so therefore you're more open to more things and you're experiencing more things. You are experiencing things at a higher sensory overload kind of level. Different challenges. Life is going a lot faster. You're meeting face to face with different challenges and different things, and you're going to the extremes because it's about, the pendulum swing, and it's about balance overall. And this is, these are key times. So if you feel higher anxiety during these times, which I know you do because I've gotten approached by so many people, even anxious about doing a meditation, they're just like, I just can't stay still. I just don't know how I'm feeling, or I'm just this, or I just, I'm a little lost right now. So I get a lot of things like that, and we'll go over techniques first on OnlyFans. I have to, because we go in levels there. But there are many healing things. Use nature. If you resonate with nature a lot, use nature. Foods. There are many foods that help with anxiety. And I'll be adding some free nutrition information on my website as soon as I get done writing all that, transferring it from menus to explaining why I included such foods in these menus, for paleo to vegan. So once I get done with that, that'll have a section on the proper foods for anxiety, libido, womb problems, addictions, things like that. And so with anxiety as well, now that I mentioned addictions, oh my, this one seems to be a long one. Addictions will make you anxious as well, as part of the withdrawal syndrome, kind of symptoms. You do have to acknowledge that as well. It makes you anxious to go into a bar, or it makes you anxious this or that. I did not suffer from that because I used ibogaine, and on top of that, I did a whole cleansing kind of thing. So I went cold turkey on everything, even sex, but I did a lot of, it was for healing. I did my practice. So always, always kind of be very mindful, but do recommend to anyone that's going through addiction, rehabilitation, and having anxiety about different new things that they were never anxious about before. They were never anxious about going into a bar, but now they are. Offer them things like meditation and like being their buddy, and like maybe introducing them to kava bars or hookah bars, something not so much to replace their addiction, but to give them that comfort of unity, of gathering, of being with people, but still in your own little space. So really use the things that are around you. Have life accommodate you. Or, I mean, you are the life experience itself. Own your shit. Own it. Create it. Use what you got. But don't deny any of the anxiety, feelings, vibes, hints, clues that's slapping you in the face to get you to acknowledge yourself. And I feel that there's a lot of self-denial, whether it be a beauty thing, whether it be whatever it might be. I feel it's very important for people to dive into those waters of the self. And don't go in too deep. Don't make it like this never-ending progress. Once you've freed yourself of a lot of things, and once you get to a point where you are less anxious, do begin to explore life in that way. That's why you do all the work. If you want to call it work, I call it self-exploration and play. But do enjoy life at that new level, because I guarantee it is. And that's really how life works. It's not a miracle cure. It is a miracle. The fact that you do a whole 180, the fact that you change, the fact that your life changes is a miracle. That's the divinity in it, but there's a science to it called effort. You have to give life your effort. And from the Svandakarika, it does say that. It's, man does have free will. He can put forth his own self-effort. Whatever action you perform before becomes your destiny in the future. So look at anxiety in a whole different way, please. Look at your gifts instead of your burdens. Find the grace in your sorrow. Find, that golden nugget after all the BS. I can, do some on insomnia and things for that. If you want to hear more about healing, just DM me or comment something. If it's something that you feel it's a gift, maybe it is a very energetic gift that you have. Maybe your energy is very healing. Maybe it can detect certain things. I mean, it's better to be vibing in that than to be thinking that there's something wrong with you. I have anxiety. I'm sorry. I have anxiety. Live. I just want people to live. Just so good. Live. Live shamelessly, guilt-free. Live. Live, 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 live. Thank you so much. Anything else healing? God. Food, we mentioned. Crystals, of course. Those are things only if you resonate with that. Aside from that, I recommend science. I recommend increasing physical activity. I recommend challenging yourself mentally. I recommend using that energy of the anxiety for something to create. Spend that energy to learn how to create a very nurturing environment for your creativity to grow. Use it for something. Even if you're not into the whole spiritual shang, ta-tang, tang. No, you want to use that energy for something, to create, to do something. Not to be, and I have anxiety. I can't release. I get anxiety, performance anxiety. I can't even say it. It's not even, so not my world. But all these do make me, recording these is really me overcoming some stuff too. But I guess my friends want me to get ready to speak in crowds. But there'll never be any. And so they keep wanting me to write this book, and maybe it's my form of procrastinating, I don't know, but I hope I helped somebody that has anxiety, or anyone, to just look at everything in a different perspective. Accept yourself, love yourself, love yourself. I love you. Bye.